Hello. Hello, everybody. How are you all? Hope everyone's okay. Just waiting for people to come online. All right, okay. All right, so how are you all today? Hey, how are you? Some people are saying hello, cool. So we're live on YouTube and we are live on Instagram. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I hope you are all doing well and that you enjoyed the workshop last week. So that was pretty cool. All right, so welcome to Exploring IELTS with Fabi. My name is Fabi. I'm an English teacher. I live here in Australia, Brisbane, Australia, and I teach at colleges and universities here in Australia. And I have people get the score they need on the IELTS test and the test only once, okay? Because we all want to do the IELTS test just once, not 2 times, not 3 times, not 10 times, okay? And today we're going to talk a little bit about reducing fear and anxiety during the IELTS test. Okay, so today I'm going to share some strategies with you, things that have been working for my students, okay? Because I have been finding that sometimes, guys, unfortunately, fear of not passing the exam, anxiety for the exam, okay, that will definitely stop you from getting the score you need. Okay, so basically, I'm not a psychologist, okay? I'm not gonna tell you things that you have to do, that you should be doing, because I'm not a psychologist. What I'm going to share with you guys today is actually some of the things that I have been doing with my students, okay? Things that I've heard from them, things I've told them, and the things that kind of work, okay? And again, everyone's different, okay? So my suggestion today is for you to take some of the things I'm going to share with you and try it out, okay? And I do feel that when it comes to fear and anxiety, sometimes it takes a long time for us to improve that, okay? So it is like, it's slow pace sometimes, okay? So you can do small things every day and that will definitely help you. All right, okay, so let's get started. So as I said before, okay, I'm going to share with you the things that I've seen from my students, okay? So the things that they did that worked and things that they didn't do that worked, all right? So some of the things, for example, okay, is practice, okay? So as you know, I'm all pro practice, and you must be thinking, well, Fabi, I'm going to do a test. Of course, I'm going to practice. The problem is, guys, it will depend on how you practice, okay? So how you practice for the exam will also affect your anxiety and your fear. I've seen that happen, okay? Common example. Okay, you're practicing for the test, okay? So I'm helping students practice for the test, and then they do a practice and they get a really high score. And you think they're happy. Not really. Do you know what some of my students say? Oh, Fabi, no, that was just lucky. Can you see how scared this person is, okay? And how much anxiety there is. Okay, actually, yesterday I had a student got really good score on something, and then he said, oh no. I said, oh, so how did you do? How you feeling? He's like, oh no, it was just luck. Maybe I'm not gonna get a good score again next time I practice. I'm like, okay. Okay, so guys, we should actually, oh, hey, hi, some highs here. Okay, so guys, so one of the things is how you practice. Okay, so if you get a good score, okay, let's say you did a reading test and you got a very high score, use that to your advantage. Try to think about it. What did I do that helped me get this good score today? Okay, because if you get a good score and you think it's just because you're lucky, okay, imagine how much anxiety you're gonna have on the day of the test. So again, so you will go to the test thinking, okay, I have to be lucky today, I have to be lucky today. Not really. Okay, you have to go there and know what you have to do. But how do you do that? You analyze the test that you did. Why was this a good score? and it also works the other way around. Let's say that you do a test and you get a really low score, maybe lower than you were expecting, maybe lower than what you used to. Okay, so if that happens, you do the same thing. You analyze and you go, what did I do here that my score was so bad? Because again, if you go to the test thinking, oh my God, my reading is terrible, I always get bad scores, and then you go there thinking like that, okay, guys, that will also increase your anxiety. Okay, and unfortunately, a lot of people, okay, they have the knowledge. Guys, if you're practicing, if you're studying for the IELTS test, if you know what you have to do, you shouldn't be anxious. That's why I'm saying that practice is so important, because I always feel that when it comes to exams, okay, guys, especially from observing my own students, when it comes to exams, I do feel that the unknown, the surprises, when you don't know what's going to happen, that's what's stopping you from getting a score, a good score. Okay, so when you go there and you think, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and then I'm gonna get a question that I've never seen in my life. Okay, when you're practicing, you are preparing for that. Okay, for the unknown. Okay, so if you go in there, okay, I've practiced, I've tried all the types of questions, okay, I practice heaps, and then I go there and I know that nothing will be new to me. That will help you control your anxiety. Okay, from experience. Okay, guys, because I've had students, didn't practice that much, go there, try the test, and then they see something that they've never seen before. And then maybe something that they used to be good at, they will fail just because they got something that was new to them. Okay, so again, I don't know, maybe it doesn't make that much sense, but when you start practicing, it will. Okay, practice will help you control your anxiety 100%. Okay, guys, 100%. And another thing is that you should also maybe keep track of what you're doing. Okay, guys, just keep track of what you're doing. And again, that will help you with that. All right. So another thing that you guys can think about is what do you call it? It's I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you something interesting. I probably shared with you guys. You probably know that recently one of my students got 7.5 in writing, and she got 6.5, and then she was very upset. She got in touch with me, and then we worked together, and she got a 7.5. She actually said that during the writing test, which was the one that she really needed to work on, was her weakness, actually, writing, she couldn't type because her hands were shaking. She couldn't type. Yeah. So can you see how complicated that can be, guys? Okay, so your anxiety will affect you so much that you won't be able to type. Okay, so again, this work with anxiety, okay, and trying to be calm and relaxed during the test, okay, starts way before you do the test. Okay, way before you do the test. All right, so again, to the point that she couldn't type, so her hand was shaking and she couldn't type. So that can be a big issue. Okay, and one thing that she said to me, okay, so the second time she tried, she said, look, Fabi, we worked together, you told me everything I had to do. And then I went to the test and I told her, I said, guys, I'm very honest with my students, okay? If I feel you need more practice, I will tell you. But if I feel you've had enough practice, I will tell you too, okay? So I do get some students that I say, hey, maybe you need a little bit more practice, okay? That's where I think you are, maybe need a bit more, but if you have to do the test, go ahead and do the test. But most of my students, they practice a lot. So I do tell them, I said, guys, you've been practicing heaps, okay? You know what you have to do. Trust that. And again, that's why practice will help you with your anxiety. Okay, guys, so practice a lot, okay? So if you know what you have to do, okay, if you know, you get there, you know what's gonna happen, and you kind of know what you have to do, you'll be fine. Okay, that will help you. And maybe just having someone tell you that you have worked hard. Okay, well, maybe have a friend tell you is different from having a teacher tell you. Okay, so you should really, really trust, okay, your own practice. Okay, but again, you have to be honest with yourself. If you haven't done much work, you might go there and be surprised at a few things. And then maybe if you just want to work with your luck, that's okay too. However, if you decide to practice, okay, and again, work on, if you do something very well, why was it good? If you do something that wasn't so good, why wasn't it that good? All right, so go ahead and just think about that, okay? That would definitely help you with your anxiety, okay? And by the way, if you have any questions, guys, you can pop the questions in. What I usually do, I go to the questions towards the end. Okay, cool. Yeah, so let me set something here. What is it? Okay, yeah. Okay, so another thing that definitely helps, okay? Knowing and remembering and thinking about why you are doing the test. Guys, you don't want to do the IELTS test. I don't want you to do the IELTS test. What do you want? Do you want to live in another country? Do you want to study in another country? Okay, do you want to get a job in another country? Do you not have a better life? Okay, I have some students who are doing the IELTS test just because they need to prove their level of English. Okay, and then I have other students who just want to do the IELTS test and bring their family to Australia. Okay, so again, why are you doing the test? Okay, so that's one thing that we have to remember. We don't, you guys, you don't want to do the IELTS test. Okay, you want something else. Okay, the IELTS test is just a step to get to where you want. Okay, so I do feel that when people think about the bigger picture and not this specific thing, all right, I feel that people get more relaxed. Okay, and then there is not so much fear. All right, and the fear of not passing the test. Okay, yeah, and one of the reasons I decided to deal with this topic today is because, okay, lots of people have been telling me that, oh, I'm anxious, oh, I'm afraid I'm not gonna pass. Okay, guys, not passing is a possibility. Okay, so what do you have to do? You have to do everything you can that is in your control so you can actually pass. Okay, and like, you know, I help my students do the test only once. Okay, guys, I feel that if you do the test multiple times, each time you do the test, your anxiety goes up and up and up. Okay, maybe 2 times, it's not so bad. Okay, I keep saying that I help people do the test only once, but sometimes you might need to do it twice, just because the first time it's too many things, you know, and maybe you're getting to know the test, and then the second time, done, get your score. All right. However, I do feel that each time you do the test, your anxiety increases. Okay, so if you prepare well, you will do it just once. Okay, and keep in mind, why are you doing this? Why are you doing the test? Okay, because again, the IELTS test is one step. It's one little part of what you need to achieve everything else. And that's why I like working with the IELTS test so much, because when people get the score, they achieve so many things. Okay, and it's pretty cool. I think I'm going to sneeze 1 second. Oh my god. Okay, now I'm not gonna sneeze. Okay, all right. Okay. I have a question here. How many hours a day should we study? Yeah, I had a conversation with some of my students yesterday. So, okay, how many hours? At least one, I suggest. Okay, and remember, guys, studying for the IELTS test sometimes is not just doing practice. Okay, studying for the IELTS test sometimes is just doing something that will help you with the exam. What are the things that could help you with the exam? Okay, if you're an anxious person, maybe doing meditation will help you with the IELTS test. Okay, and I believe a lot in quality, not quantity. So I do think also that maybe one thing that you could do is maybe do a full practice one day and the next day revise that practice. And then if you see some things that you need to work on, maybe the next day you work on that, as you can see. And then it comes down to what we mentioned before, which is like get the practice and see what you are doing, that you are improving, okay? And then the things that you need to improve, the things that you you shouldn't. Sorry, guys. The things that you're doing, and the things that you're good at, and the things that you're not so good at. All right. So 1 hour a day would be a good idea. Okay, and actually analyzing, revising everything that you have to do. Okay, that's like the best thing that you can do, in my opinion. Okay, and remember, guys, and again, I I kind of connect anxiety with pressure also. Okay, so let's say that you want to study on the weekend. So going back to the question, how many hours should you study? You want to study on the weekends. You're gonna study for 8 hours on the weekend. That's a lot of pressure, and maybe you have to perform just on that day, and then let's say you have Saturday and Sunday to practice, and you practice a little bit on Saturday, a little bit on Sunday, and you didn't get a good score, and you have that with you for the whole week. Okay, so maybe doing some practice, thinking about it. I did so well. Why did I do well? I didn't do well. Why didn't I do well? Okay, so that will help you with your confidence. We haven't talked about confidence yet. Okay, so yeah, so you should, guys, and again, confidence goes with together with anxiety also. Okay, so if you're confident, you won't be as anxious. All right. Okay, so just a little recap. If you have more questions, guys, pop the questions in there. Okay, so just a little recap. Okay, so today we're talking about fear and anxiety. Okay, for the IELTS test. Okay, so I do feel that if you are too nervous, okay, you might not perform as well. Okay, and people get nervous sometimes just because they feel they can't do it. Okay, but guys, yes, you can. You definitely can. Of course, there are a few things that you have to do before, like I said before. Dealing with your anxiety is not on the day of the test, it happens before. Okay, and definitely the best way to do it is through practice, because when you're practicing, you know where you're at. Okay, you know what you're doing. Okay, and that will help you with your anxiety. Okay, if you do very well, why did you do well? If you don't do so well, why didn't you do so well? Okay, and then you work with that. Okay, another thing that is very, very important is think about why are you doing the test. Okay, so having that in mind. Okay, not, I think people focus too much on the test. Okay, IELTS test, people focus too much and then they forget why they're doing the test. Okay, or sometimes people want to do the test, but then the end goal, they are not that interested in the end goal in the end of the day. Okay, so yeah, so doing all of these things will definitely help you. Okay, and avoid surprises. Okay, guys, so you want to go there on the day of the test knowing exactly what's going to happen. Okay, that will definitely lower your anxiety. Okay, so again, I feel that it's like you work with your confidence and that will lower your anxiety and your fear. Okay, and some people, they are really scared, okay, and they're worried that they will have to do the test multiple times. If you follow me, you know that in some IELTS test centers at the moment, you can actually do one skill only again. So the one skill retake is available. And I think that's great because that's actually taking the pressure out of some of you. Okay, because if you have to do the test and you know that maybe you're struggling with speaking, or you're struggling with reading, you're struggling with writing, you know that if you fail that part, you'll be able to do it again. Just that part that takes off the pressure and will help you with your anxiety. Okay, so you'll be definitely less anxious than you were if you'd have to do the whole test and pay for the whole test. Okay, paying for the whole test is not the best, but I think even worse is doing the whole test again. Okay, so in Brisbane now it is available. So if you are in Brisbane, you are able to take the IELTS test, and then if you fail one part of the test, you can do again just that part. Okay, so I think that that is something that is pretty good that the IELTS test did. That would definitely help you guys. And we're talking about anxiety and fear here. So yes, definitely it will help you with that, okay? Because again, doing the test, the whole test one more time can be very, very complicated for a lot of people. All right, so do you have any questions, guys? I got one question already. Any questions about anxiety or fear or other things too? Any questions that you might have? Let me go through my notes for anything I forgot to tell you. Okay. Yeah, another thing, yeah, knowing what's going to happen. Yeah, so maybe when you practice, so with my students, I always say there are two types of practice, okay? A relaxed practice and under exam conditions practice. Okay, so make sure you do both, and definitely do practice under exam conditions. Okay, because then you really feel what it's going to be like on the day of the test, and that will also help you with your anxiety. Okay, let me see if I forgot anything. I think that's it. Okay, yeah, guys, so again, I'm not a psychologist, okay? I'm just sharing with you what has been working with my students, okay? And unfortunately, yeah, the students who are pretty anxious, they tend to get a lower score, okay? And again, don't deal with your anxiety on the day of the test, okay? Deal with it before. All right, okay. So that's me for today. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Okay. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the DM. Okay, I'm getting better at checking my messages on Instagram. Okay, guys. So, so if you have any questions, let me know and we can deal with them tomorrow. All right, okay. So see you. Bye.